On today's episode, Carmen Flores Tanis is here, and she's going to show us how to make this adorable Easter Bunny centerpiece.
Well, Cindy, what we're going to do is to make this, it's actually two different techniques of masking the etching cream. So the first technique I used is I used Etch All. They make an etch mask. It comes as a combo. It's a plastic vinyl, it's self-adhesive, and it also comes, the package comes with a transfer sheet.
I've never seen this. This is awesome.
It's very cool. We're going to set this aside for now. And I used the Sizzix Eclipse 2, which is an electronic die cutter.
This is like the Cadillac of die cutting machines.
It is, and it's great because you have the software on your computer, and you set up your artwork in the computer, and it's hooked up to the Sizzix eStore. So you can download your artwork. So what I did, I chose something called the Easter egg edge. It's 4 little eggs. You download it as a file into your program on your computer, and I resized it a little.
So you can change the sizes and everything?
You can.
Wow. I love the details you can get with them.
Yes, and so I resized it, filled up a whole page, had it on my computer, and it's just like printing, but instead of printing it on an ink printer, you use the Eclipse 2, which has a little razor blade in there.
And the blade
a little
cuts
blade.
it instead of
Yes.
printing it onto it. And you printed it right onto the etch mask. You printed it, you cut it onto the etch
I cut it right
mask.
onto the etch mask. And I got something like this. You can't really see it, but it's actually cut.
Yeah, I can see it in there, but yeah.
So the next step is you go through and you pick apart all the pieces that you don't want. And you got to remember that if it's not protected, it's going to etch away on the glass. So you go through and you pick apart all the parts you don't want, and you end up with something like
Wow.
this. And this is a fun thing to do in front of the television.
Just kind of sitting, yeah.
Very
It's like
fun.
magic, though. The details are phenomenal.
Yeah, it's just
And
amazing.
how do you get them off of here so that you don't have to try to line it all up?
That's where we go back to the transfer
The
tape.
transfer sheet.
Yes, and you take a little piece. I'm just about Easter egg sized. And I'm going to take that off, my little yellow tape. And you put it on one of your shapes and you rub down real good. Because we want to transfer it onto, pick up all of that. And if there's any little bits that
Just
don't
rub it a little
transfer,
more.
rub it down.
That
Until you
is
lift
so
it right up.
neat.
So you make, now this is sticky side up.
And
You go to your nice clean vase.
just place it where you want, and it's going to
Exactly.
stay.
You just put it on there, rub down real good, and it's just like a little sticker.
That
Now
is
we
amazing.
And then you just peel that off.
Oh, wow. That is amazing.
Very cool. So you go through and you put more designs all over, and you will end up with something like that.
Like this. Like this.
When you're at this point, the second way we're going to mask the glass so that the etching cream doesn't get on there is we're going to rubber stamp.
And it will resist?
It will. You have to get a nice heavy coat. You just use a solvent ink. And this is a Judykin stamp. It's called Mince Flowers and
It's
Leaves.
beautiful. It's so delicate.
Isn't that pretty?
Yeah.
You get a nice heavy coat, nice and juicy. And you go through and you just stamp on here. And you go through, I'm trying to avoid the eggs.
The eggs themselves. Yeah, you're making a background.
Exactly.
And that's going to resist the etch-all.
It will. The
That
next,
is amazing.
because I want to I'm going to take that and
Off the
rub that
eggs,
off the
okay.
eggs. And I would use a paper towel and some glass cleaner. Just take that off because wherever the ink is, it's going to resist the etching cream. And I do want that
The
entire egg
details.
to
So
etch.
you would make sure with some, you said with some glass cleaner, you do get it off of these areas inside, because even though you've wiped it, it's still going to resist.
Exactly.
Okay.
Once you've inked your vase, nice heavy coat, and you've dried it with the heat embossing tool. So
So you want to make sure that ink is fully
really
dry.
You take a paintbrush and use some etching cream, and you just brush it all over. You want it about as thick as peanut butter.
Okay. We do have a tutorial video on our site that shows you exactly how to use etch-all cream, so check that out.
Wait about 10 minutes, 10 to 12 minutes. The reason for that is because the ink will actually start to disintegrate. And
So rather than using the regular 15 on the
Right.
instructions, you only want to go 10 to 12.
right, exactly. You let the etching cream sit for about 10 to 12 minutes.
And
You
that,
will- if you wait any longer than that, the ink will start to disintegrate.
okay, so that's why you don't follow the directions for 15, you go 10 to 12.
Exactly.
Okay, that's important.
And the great thing about the etching cream is that you can actually reuse it. So you take your paintbrush, your brush, and just wipe it all off.
Put it back in the jar.
Just be a little bit gentle because you don't want to disturb that ink. Put it all into the jar and then just wash off whatever's
And the ink
whatever's
just
left.
vanishes.
The ink will
It's like magic.
Yeah, the ink will wash right off. And here's the tip: take a razor blade and you can just scrape while the glass is wet. The water actually helps the vinyl
And
come
get all
off.
those little pieces of etch mask off the vase. That's a
Exactly.
good idea too. Great tip.
Everything's peeled off, and then we go to the next step.
So Carmen, now you've got this beautifully etched vase with a background and these great eggs. How did you add this fun color to them?
Oh, well, that's what's so much fun, Cindy. Now that the glass has got some tooth to it, you can actually color on it. And I used these great low Cornell pencils, colored pencils.
And you can color right on the etched glass.
Exactly. And you
And
can
it
see
sticks. And
it
it won't stick to the
sticks.
glass. That is amazing.
The areas that aren't etched, it won't stick to. And the areas
What
that are,
a
it
great
will.
way to add color.
And you can
It's a nice soft pastel.
just mix up your colors. And I could actually etch all over, but I'm only going to color in the eggs.
Yeah,
So like that.
but I love how you use the different shades of the pencils too to just add some variation there.
And this is actually a great kids craft. You can do it on junk mirrors that you might have at home and just give it, you do the etching and have the kids color it in.
Or it would be a school project. They could use soda bottles and
Yeah.
yeah, neat. Great idea. All right, and how did we, what's the next step for our vase?
Oh, I took some little sushi plastic grass and I attached it with the Beacon 3-in-1 glue.
And is this like you get in the sushi restaurant?
Yeah, and if
You're
you
repurposing. We love that at One Creativity Knox.
and if you don't happen to have any at home, just cut a little piece of construction paper and you can attach that to the top.
So Carmen, I love these dimensional accents that you've also added to the vase. Can you tell us how you made those?
Sure. So I took some Macon's clay, and it's a no-bake polymer clay, and I just took a little ball and then rolled
So you
it
rolled
out.
it into a ball. Now Macon's is soft right out of the package, so you don't have to condition it first. So you just took it out and rolled it.
Rolled it out. I'm going to roll it out, to about maybe 1/8 of an inch thick.
Okay. You can see it rolls really easily too.
Yeah, and I'm using a little Macon's clay roller.
Macon's clay roller.
And I took a Judykin stamp, and this, what's so cute about this one, there's 4 different
One of
flower
these
designs.
cubes. I love her cubes because
yeah.
you get 4 stamps in one.
Yeah. So then I just stamped on here, put a little bit of pressure.
It's a great way to add texture to the clay is with stamps.
Yeah,
And then you used a clay cutter. I see what you did.
and twist it a little bit, pop it out. Oh, you can get about 3 of them from here. And just set it aside, let it dry overnight. And the next day I came back and I took a little Beacon's 527 glue and just glued it right on
Just
there.
glued them right to the glass.
But here's a nice little tip what you can do with the extra designs. If you take a Pro Mag magnet and use that same 527
You
glue.
can make refrigerator magnets.
Yeah, make some little magnets.
This is a great
So
kids
nothing goes-
project too.
They'll love the stamping, they'll love the cutting.
The cutting, and it's all basic and easy to use.
Yeah.
And it's perfectly safe for all ages, so that's what another great thing about Macon's clay.
Yeah.
So walk us through how you made this cute bunny.
Sure. So what I did was I took a Sizzix Easter Elements die, and it's got a little
great bunny.
kind of like a chocolate bunny
Yeah,
shape.
it looks like a chocolate rabbit.
And I ran it through the Sizzix
Now that cork is thick. I knew it would cut a lot of things, but I didn't know you could.
It does.
Do you have to really give it some...
It'll take a little bit of muscle, but it will work through here fine.
We do have a tutorial video on our site that shows you exactly how to use the Sizzix Big Shot machine, but I guess a good tip is when you're cutting something thick it'll do it, but you have to put some strength in it. That is amazing.
So you get this. And while you're at it, and I could get 2 more shapes out of here. So go ahead and cut 3 shapes.
So you cut 3 of the cork
rabbits. 3 of the rabbits. And while you're at it, when you still have your Big Shot out, go ahead and take this is a Pro Mag adhesive sheet. And
so it cuts the magnet too.
Yeah. So you run it through there, cut it, and then set it aside, and I will show you in a little bit what to do with that
magnetic bunny.
So you take your 3, you've got 3 shapes now. You're going to take one, and you're going to take a pair of scissors, and you're just going to cut about 1.25 inch little strip in there. Break that off.
A notch?
Yeah, make a little notch so that then you'll be able to fit your skewer in there.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So then you have 3 nice pieces, and you're going to stick everything together with a little Beacon's 527 glue.
That stuff will hold everything, yeah. Great
Put
glue.
it under a book, let it dry a little bit at a time.
Keeps it nice and flat, good idea.
Nice, add some pressure, and you will end up with this.
It's so cute.
Just take a marker, draw a little bow, a little detail. What you could also do is draw maybe, if you wanted to use these as place settings, you could write a person's name on there.
Oh, that's neat.
And they could have a little favor that they could take home with them.
That is really neat. So the last thing you've got to show us, Carmen, is this cute little bunny magnet, right?
Yes, remember the extra rabbit that we cut out of the cork? And we cut out a rabbit out of the Pro Mag self-adhesive sheet.
That's wild.
And just peel that off.
My mind is whirling with ideas to die cut the magnet.
You can do letters, all sorts of shapes, and just line them up together. And there's your magnet. It's a little bit off. Just line that up. And then you can just add a cute little bow to the
just
front.
draw a little bow. Or you could even put a little piece of ribbon on a tie
That'd
bow.
be cute.
Or kind of give it some, that's really cute.
That's really cute. So then you have a little pair of rabbits.
So you've got something fun for your fridge to bring a little Easter, and you've got this beautiful, let's put our bunny back in our great vase. And you're ready to bring a little Easter to your home decor.
Yay.
Thank you, Carmen, so much. This is a really fun project.
Thank you. I'm glad you liked it.
We hope you've enjoyed When Creativity Knocks.
All-Star Designers Spring Series.
Like us on Facebook, pin us on Pinterest, and follow us on Twitter.
And don't forget, sign up on our website to receive our weekly newsletter, and you're eligible to win one of the weekly prize boxes full of products from all of our series sponsors.